Jameson Williams, it felt like we dealt with plenty of goose eggs or just non-viable performances this year. Jay, I've noticed that with Dan Campbell calling the plays, not only is Jameson Williams just more involved, it feels like he's the primary read now on more plays, where before that, with John Morton, there was games where he just was running cardio out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a confluence of factors. One, the change in play call to Dan Campbell. Two, Sam Laporta going down for the year. And then three, even though it didn't look like it, Amon Ra St. has been dealing with this ankle injury, which inflated Jameson Williams' production last week. But yeah, they look a lot more like the Lions the past few weeks, right? So all these like in-breaking routes and yards after the catch that's been schemed up. So Jameson Williams, been a very up and down season. He hasn't had the year that I think people drafted him to have, but I think he can have that year going forward. And I think he's a fringy wide receiver 2 type. Still, Amon Ra St. is the guy the passing game will go through, and then maybe Gibbs. But Jameson Williams, you can feel much more confident in him than you could have a month ago.
The Ved, FF regular, always good to see you in the chat. What will JMO's ADP be next year? It might be one of those things where it's so reactionary to how he is in the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Here's like the positive trending upward. Last night he played on 36 of the receiving snaps in comparison. That led the team. Amon Ra St. played on 35, and then you get to, down the list, guys are well below that. Like Tesla had 30, but he had 9 targets. He caught 7 of them. It feels like he's just more involved in the offense. He gets some carries. They like to do the jet sweeps with him. So this feels like it's trending the right way, but he's such a best ball guy compared to a redraft guy.
Yeah, I think the encouraging thing for Williams is that games like last night, he was able to have a very solid fantasy day without catching the bomb touchdown, and he got wide open. Well, he got open for one, and Goff just didn't pull the trigger,
right?
Which is going to happen sometimes. But the fact that he's been able to do this through volume and not through individual big plays, I think is very encouraging. As to what his ADP is going to be next year, I think it's going to be kind of what it was this year. It's just we've come full circle to get there after a really rough start and what should be a hot close.
Yeah, his biggest weakness is really just that Amon Ra St. and Jahmyr Gibbs eat so much volume in an offense that's really good, and it's just going to limit him, where if he doesn't hit the explosives, you're going to be sitting there and going like, oh, this is tricky.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.